rewatched Ingrid Goes West the other night, and I always find it a little unsettling when I catch myself relating to anti-heroes. Mind you, Ingrid is a psychotic stalker. She is a danger to the people around her, especially the people she gets close to. She's delusional, she's desperate for friendship, approval, and for people to like her, and to think she's cool. So no, I'm not saying she's just like me. I'm saying the emotional engine underneath her choices is familiar, and that's what makes the movie relatable. Ingrid's fascination with Taylor is interesting, but it doesn't start with Taylor. It starts with Charlotte. Charlotte is the woman whose wedding Ingrid is stalking on Instagram at the beginning of the film, only to show up and realize that she's actually outside of her wedding. Ingrid is profoundly hurt that she didn't get invited. Something I didn't notice before is that Ingrid is wearing the same dress as the bridesmaids. That detail is pretty chilling, and also so specific. Like, she didn't just want to attend the wedding, she wanted to be in the wedding party itself. We later find out that Charlotte barely even knows Ingrid. All Charlotte did was send Ingrid a note when Ingrid's mom died, and Ingrid clung to that kindness and built a whole parasocial relationship around it. Even after Ingrid ends up in a mental health facility and a restraining order is put on her, she's still narrating the story like she's writing a letter to Charlotte. It signals that Ingrid isn't moving on emotionally. She's still performing, still trying to prove something, still trying to make Charlotte understand what Ingrid believes they had. Then comes Taylor, a popular lifestyle influencer Ingrid sees in a magazine. Ingrid does what we all do when we're pulled in by someone online. She deep dives. She absorbs everything Taylor has posted on Instagram. She watches a wedding video and cries like she's watching her best friend live out a fairy tale. And after that deep dive, Ingrid decides to move to LA to find Taylor so she can not only be friends with her, but be just like her. She cuts her hair the same way, buys similar clothes, goes to the same restaurants. She starts living inside Taylor's aesthetic. Then she does the most Ingrid thing possible. She steals Taylor's dog so she can return it and engineer a meet cute. She wants a real-world entrance into Taylor's life, and it works. They become actual friends. And so Ingrid is finally in. But their friendship is built on lying, control, and desperation. It's very one-sided, and it starts tearing at the seams pretty quickly. It turns violent, people catch on, Taylor eventually sees what's been happening, and that at the end of the day, Ingrid wasn't really a friend, she was just an Instagram stalker. I think that this movie is a pretty honest representation of how we can build parasocial relationships and confuse just an online connection to feeling like we really know the person inside and out. Taylor puts all of the best parts of herself on Instagram, like many of us do. Ingrid builds a version of Taylor in her head based on that highlight reel and then treats it like it's the full person. And Taylor, in her own way, benefits from that dynamic. Taylor likes the attention Ingrid gives her, she likes being adored, but Taylor doesn't really know much about Ingrid at all. Ingrid is basically a human comment section, a friend who listens, a friend who praises, a friend who makes Taylor feel important. It's one-sided, but it's comfortable for Taylor. Then Nikki enters, and Taylor gets exposed to Harley Chung, an influencer with an even bigger following than her. And suddenly, Taylor does what Ingrid does, just in a more socially acceptable way. She locks in on Harley. She wants Harley to like her. She wants to be seen with her. She wants the proximity. She wants the upgrade. It's the same impulse, just packaged in better behavior. We also learn from Taylor's husband that she wasn't always this polished LA lifestyle girl when she first moved there. She was basically a basic sorority girl who social climbed her way into the life she has now. Taylor isn't a naturally effortless cool girl, she just built that image for herself. By the end of the film, Ingrid acknowledges that something is wrong with her, and I really felt for her. She did some pretty terrible things, but that aside, let's just talk about how the internet can be so damning to sensitive people, especially people that struggle to differentiate reality from fantasy. And honestly, even when you can differentiate it, it still messes with you. It's hard for me too sometimes. I'll see someone living this perfect looking life online, and my brain will do the annoying thing where it assumes they have no problems at all. We are creatures of comparison and envy. And that's not some moral failure, it just makes us human. This movie came out in 2017, and the way people used Instagram back then felt like looking into someone's photo diary. That's what it was designed for. The aesthetic was everyday life, but presented as ideal. Everything was curated, everything was perfect, and that was just the millennial way, if you will. Social media has changed a lot since then. Back then it was all about making your life look perfect, and now we're praised for showing our realness and our flaws and the ugly parts of ourselves, but even that's very highly curated, and we're still looking for that validation. Comparison doesn't go away just because the platform evolves. We still care how we're perceived, we can still feel envy towards other people's lifestyles, and we still treat attention like it means something bigger than it does. Validation from anyone doesn't mean much until you actually believe it for yourself. You're not worth more because an influencer with 1 million followers likes your post. You're not worth less because you only got 5 likes. This movie is basically a cautionary tale about what happens when you forget that and start treating attention like it's oxygen. I think this movie is just as relevant as it was back when it came out. I think the performances are absolutely incredible, super solid movie, a great little indie flick, and if you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend it. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!